Hello. Just getting things set up, so if you bear with me. Right, just letting people know I am live. This is the first time I'm doing a proper stream on YouTube. Normally I stream on Twitch, but I'm having problems with getting the connection sorted. So I'm trying to do something different today. So just bear with me a second. Be with you in just a second. Alright, let me turn the music down a little. Hello, good afternoon, and Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. Definitely like 2019 was an eventful year for me. As much as 2018 was eventful, as much as 2017 was. And hopefully this year will bring a few more positive things happening going forwards. But it's really just, we'll have to wait and see how the year's going to pan out. So I'm just making a bit of space for my coffee so that I'm not too far away from it. Okay, we've got a few goals this year. One of them is to complete at least 12 drawings per year this year, one per month. That doesn't have to be a brand new drawing or anything like that. It can be something that I've started and put aside or whatever. But on today though, I'm going to be doing a redrawing. It was kind of an off-the-cuff decision, but anyone that watches the channel Draw With Jazza knows that for a while he did a monthly competition where he would come up with a theme, and people would join in, draw the theme, and off you go. And one of the themes was so-called mix and match, where he gave you 3 different character choices, 3 different scenarios, and 3 different scenes, and you had to choose one of each of the scenes. And off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly all of the elements I chose, but one of them was a bug-eyed murderer on a floating island, and there was something else, I can't remember what the other part was. Oh no, I think it was a murderer with bug eyes. Anyway, but that's more or less what I chose. And at the time, my anatomy was not where it should be, so my vision of it didn't quite hit the mark. But I had some other ideas of it. So what I thought I was going to do today is just go through, first of all, before I do the drawing, go through what I originally did on my previous drawing, and then I'm going to try and recreate some of them. I may not finish all of the elements to it, but I want to at least get something down, because long term I want to redraw the pictures in the vision that I had in my head at the time. So I'm just going to pack this away for a second so I can put it into some kind of order. The first order. Sorry. Let's put that down here a minute, and then I'll go through. I'll do basically a bit of a show and tell just to start the process off. So right, let's put this all here. Okay. Yeah. Right. So starting off with what the competition. So this was the competition in 2016. One of the, I think that was the last year and a bit that he decided to stop doing the streams. And here we got the characters. So here we go. Right. So the character was either a hairy professor that loves to draw wielding fire. Character 2, a murderer that is secretive with bulging eyes. Character 3, an orcish wizard that's on fire who has an impressive moustache. Environment was a princess bedroom that had burnt down and features a conference room, which I totally didn't want to do. A green part that is floating in space and features an alien race. A giant maze that is extremely windy and features a demonic layer. It was sort of 50-50 on that one. So those are sort of the ideas I had. And what I wanted to do is fix a lot of alien races. So one of the ideas I had in my mind was picking a variety of different characters. So I chose E.T., hope you can see that, E.T. and Martian from Warner Brothers. And I'll show you other ones later on. And these are just some of the rough concepts I had. In fact, these are concepts I had in 2017. So this is sort of an advanced version of what I was doing. And then I did a few rough little sketches. So I had the aliens from Mars attacks. So we've got E.T. in the background, and we've got Marvin. In my original picture, Marvin was being shot with a laser. He was being electrocuted. He was just strangled or whatever it was. And then I had one of the aliens with a knife in his back. So it was kind of a bit tongue-in-cheek and a bit comical. And then I went on to the image. Now this was the original, this is the final image that I chose. On the thumbnail you'll see the full piece that I completed, but this was the final sort of pose. And that was sort of what I was going for in the end, but there wasn't my initial concept. Although I had these ships in mind in my head. These are some of the original concepts that I had. Oh, I've got war music on. Let me just change this music a second. One moment. It wasn't quite the tune I was looking to play. That's it. There we go. My initial idea was to have him on a tombstone with the words underneath it. Until next time, I'll see you later. And the joke, it was kind of a bit of an in-joke, being that he was Jazza. That was sort of my concept. But as I say, it didn't quite play out that way. I still used the eyes, I believe. And then I had him just standing with a sword before I had the idea of him running. This is another concept I had of the Green Jackal. This is a reworking of the Green Jackal using that same idea, but I didn't quite get it the way I wanted. And I've come up with different ship designs as well, but we'll work out that part later on. Then I had some of the background characters. So these are some of the characters I had in mind. So we had a couple of little aliens, alien creatures. So I had my alien idea in place. He turned into a Vegemite eating alien, which I thought was quite fun. And this is actually one of the pilots of the police ship. And at the time, I definitely was pushing myself artistically, but I do feel like I could have done better. I tried to squash things in too much. So this is what I'm going to try and work on today to try and correct that. So the first alien was someone that was just running away, sort of realizing there's a criminal on the loose. That's the second version of him running away, which I was much happier with, and this is the one I ended up using. But you can see some of the anatomy is more or less there, not 100%, but it was definitely getting the proportions more or less right, but it was still a work in progress. This is my original guy that was stabbed, or I think, although he was chained, I think I used a different character in the end on that one, so I didn't use him, I don't believe. This one here was actually a reworking of one of the aliens. Now I think I'm going to use this one because I like this one as it is. I think the general pose of this one is fine. So I will use this one on my final piece. Now this is the one of the ones where I really wasn't happy, to the point that I don't even think I used this in the original. The pose was completely wrong. I was trying to get the idea of a UK policeman with a baseball bat ready to, stop him, but it didn't really work. So I abandoned this one, but I will put him. I'm aiming to put him in. Again, this is the pilot. As you can see, I think the general sort of pose of it was fine, but I was squashed it up too much, and I didn't really utilise my space. So when I redraw this one, I'm going to try and spread him out a bit more and try and proportionalise him more accurately so he looks better and give him a slightly meaner face. Maybe give him some texture, who knows. This is one of my final, and I'm really happy with this one. I felt this was a really accurate depiction of E.T. And when I was concepting after the initial idea, I had the idea of having the phone that he rings home in is what he was strangled with, which I thought was quite funny. And then the sign says phone home police, phone home, sorry, with the word home crossed out, and changed to police. I think on on the final one, I think I made that into blood or whatever. But I was really happy with this one. I had a lot of positive feedback about this one as well. This is my second favourite one, Marvin the Martian, because again, the piece had to have aliens in the planet. So I chose Marvin the Martian. You can't get more made than Marvin the Martian. And I had him on a spike. So if you check my Talent House page or some of my other art pages, you'll see him with a giant spike through him, hanging on the side. And this one replaced the one with the knife in his back. This one here was a reworking of that policeman, better, but still not there, still not getting the essence I was looking for. But again, you can see there's a slight improvement in the muscle tone and everything else, but still a work in progress on that one. And then last, I think it's the last thing? Yeah, I think lastly we were working on the background. So my floating planet, I had the idea of having like a corkscrew type planet with little bits hanging off with waterfalls and stuff like that, and police flying around. I say because of time, I couldn't really put much effort on any of these. Although I've got as much as I could, because I was working full time and doing the competition, so it was kind of a juggling act to do both. But the concept, I like the concept of this, and these are just variations of that same thing. I think concept-wise, I think I like this one better because of the way the planet in the background is, and the UFO is more 3D animated. But again, these things I'm going to be working on later on. This is the one I ended up using in the actual piece, and I have got little vines and things like that planet and all that kind of stuff. So that was basically the concept and the general design of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this character. I think that makes sense to get the main character done first, and then if I get time, I'll try and redo the policeman. But we'll see how it goes on. So let's move this to one side. Bring this over, and let me get my gravestone concepts in place. So these are my concepts. Bring them out there so you can see them. And then I've got references there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, rather than drawing the gravestone as well, I'm just going to draw the character in that sort of a pose, ready to take it on, and then go from there. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to start by just getting the basic posing. And now I'm doing this differently. I know you're supposed to do mannequins and stuff like that, but I find that doing the mannequins at the beginning sometimes doesn't really work for me. I've tried many times to do it. But I think I learned enough about anatomy to kind of feel my way around a bit more. But I will put the mannequin at some point once I've got the general sort of idea ahead. And I'm just trying, in my head, I'm just thinking of how I'm portraying this and how it's going to work. I'm just thinking how I'm putting this all together. So I'm just trying to think what's arm is. He's going to be right-handed. I don't know if Jazza's right-handed, but why is that in 80s music? That shouldn't be in 80s music at all. One moment. There we go. Right, not quite sure what's in that channel. See, already I feel like it's not quite getting what I'm after. I'm going to use a different pencil for now. We'll put that aside a second. We're going to need one that's a bit looser. So I'm going to, I don't normally do this. I'm trying to learn not to do this. I'm going to re-scrap this one because I'm not totally feeling that. It just doesn't feel what I'm looking for. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. If I just draw a quick sort of circle there, or semicircle, just to get an idea of the gravestone. So this is the gravestone. We have 1 foot. And 1 here, I think. So I'm just trying to think how this is just a working out stage. You're not going to see much detail just yet. This is just me working out where this is all gonna fit. I'm determined to get that hose that needs to work. It's still not, okay, sorry, I'm not. It's difficult to explain it, but you know, when it's not there, you know it's not there. You know what is missing, what's not there. So I'm just trying to get in my head what it is I'm trying to portray. I know what I'm trying to convey on this. This is waste. And this is dirt. So already got starting to feel a bit more what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, so this is already feeling a bit more what I'm after, even if it's not completely there yet. Right now. It's almost like a Batman pose if you think about it. You know when Batman's crouching on the end of the building. It's that kind of a pose that I'm going for. I'll work it with the fingers are going. Bringing that leg up a little bit higher than I've got it. See, already I feel like it's starting to take shape now. A lot of this is, you know, when you're doing this, is a lot of it's like sculpting. You know, you chip bits away as you go along until you get it looking the way you want before you start refining it. Now, the one thing is I want his head more facing towards the audience a little bit. Someone sent me a spacing message, but I'll worry about that later. Actually, I don't know. If it's to do with this piece, actually, I might as well just check very quickly. Okay, that can come later. It's not to do with this. So I'll come back to them later on. Trying to get this leg in the right place so that it feels natural and real. Or as real as the cartoon character will be anyway. Now, see, that works slightly better with the hand. I had the intention of the hand up there, but I think I'm wondering whether it just works better a bit lower down. So the nose will be sort of there. So he's definitely taking more shape, I think, now. I think it's starting to look a bit more sinister as well. I'll make his fingers a bit more higher. Let's make it so it looks like it's more part of it. You know, I'm definitely feeling this one more. It's starting to get there. Sorry, bro. What do you mean? How long for? How? Please explain. You can use YouTube to chat as well, by the way. It's really weird. It's already feeling very different from the previous version of this character. So hopefully, long term, this will work out better. Now, why is this on 80s music? I don't understand this. So it's definitely happening with the 80s music stuff. Alright, I'm going to change this to... Yeah, I'm not sure if something's wrong with the 80s music on that, because I had only 80s style music there. I'll change this floating a bit. Not quite sure how the cloak's going to go yet, but we'll work that out as we get along. Let's try this pose. At least a little bit more refined. Now, we'll make sure the knife edge is the right side. Now, I didn't do this in the original, but I'm going to give him a little bit of a tonality about him. Just a little bit, not too much. Don't want to make him too muscly. Just enough to give a bit of dimension. I feel like I just missed a little bit. It's odd. I've done the muscle in the wrong way. now I've done that, I can see a leg here, which is just a bit bigger. Just more proportionally accurate. Try to give this plug a bit more. Don't know how it feels. Excuse me. Right, okay, so I'm going to try and remove some of the lines so I can see where we're going. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not overly happy with the pose, but I think it's more in line with what I was trying to achieve when I was doing the original artwork. In fact, I think this leg is probably a bit too far over. Now looking at it, I think it's too long. Those are 4 longer than eat one of you proud. Oh, I'm not proud. See, that's better already. I think that's much better. And I'll tell you what, drawing close is really tricky. I'm not going to lie to you, it's really tricky. Okay, so I'm going to now go into this pencil, just add a bit more detail. Oh, what a mean face. A bit of a dimpled chin there. It's funny how this is on YouTube and I've actually got a straight screen. Whereas on Twitch, you can never seem to get it. Very curious. And limbs are always tricky to draw well. Yeah, everything I kind of indicate is sort of, you know, getting close. Usually when you're wearing a cloak, your cloth sort of hangs over your hands a little bit, so I'm trying to incorporate that a bit. And doing a bit of a claw right hand. Just to add a little bit of extra cynicism with them. Sinisterness to the character. I think he's coming out quite well actually. I do say so myself. Cloth is another really tricky thing to do well. Particularly you want to make it looking flowing as well. It's quite a challenge. I'm quite pleased so far because I didn't know how long this was going to take to get this character even to where it is now. So the fact I'm there already is quite encouraging. Now I hadn't planned on this, but I'm thinking I should give him some sort of like those kind of bandage type thing you have. Something, you know, like army. There is a word for it. I can't think what they call it, but they have at the bottom of their trousers, their army trousers. It's like 4 things in. I think ninjas have them as well. I don't know what they're called. Now, obviously his knife is going to be a bit grippy. This way it's a little graphic. I try not, when it comes to graphics, I try not to be too graphic with the pictures. But, you know, sometimes, depending on what it is, you have to be a little bit. But I try not to be too gory, but if I can help it. But remember, this is part of the theme, so it goes with the theme that I'm doing. Again, I'll get that sense of the cloak being there. And the bandaging things. If anyone knows what it is, just put it in the chat bar and what those things are called. So I'm just trying to work out that foot, back foot. I don't want to make it too small, but I also don't make it too big either. Okay, I'm quite pleased with this so far actually, I've got to say. I feel like it, even though it's not still not the way I want it, I feel a lot happy with this than I have been in the past. Okay. And that's the important bit. Okay, so now let's try and get this close, the rest of it. Looking flowy. And one thing I've started to try is a different style of the draw, which is slightly angular. And I'm finding that although it's taken a while to get used to doing it, I'm finding it is improving the style, you know, the feel of a lot of my pictures as well. So potentially it has the opportunity of really giving me a distinctive element on some pieces. I'm hoping that it'll make a significant enough difference to give it, like this cloak for example, that real sense of flowing in the wind. Okay, I'm not saying the cloak's perfect, excuse me, but I'm definitely feeling happy with it. Now, I hadn't really planned to do the stone, but I think as the character seems to fit, I might as well do something with it. Might as well. Right, so I'm just going to get the initial kind of where he's written in the blood of his victims. Sorry, I know this is a bit of a morbid stream. Sorry about that. A bit of a gory one, but okay, so I was hoping to do a hand there, but I think it was not too small. Just initially putting on the sort of I use my finger to write my message. I think I need definitely better light for this going forwards. Huh. That's it. Where's my lamp actually gone? Okay, part of my lamp is missing. Okay, that's weird. I have a little clip map. Oh, there it is. I was thinking, where is it? Let's see if there's a bit more light going on here. So I know I need it quiet. Almost it's a different concentrate. I'm just adding on a little bit of drips now. Now, although I've got to be, with the drip's got to be, you know, very random with them, you still need to have a certain level of planning. If you make them too random, they end up not looking real. So it's a fine balance between doing it and then overdoing it. All right, I think I can be bold enough to put some ink on this. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on this one. Let's get the other pen. That one's a bit dry. Just been finding this paper a bit too sure that he looks suitably mean and angry. I also need to make sure that the face is even, because I know when you're going from one angle, it's easy to get the face slightly off centre. Ah, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Nice mean looking face there. Cloak on his head. Now, I'll make a slight difference to what I had on here before. I felt like the angle of that cloak just then didn't feel right. In fact, you know what I'm going to do as well? Like I did with the legs, I'm going to add some sort of bandage on his arms. Just to give him a cooler look. That's another thing I've been changing as well, is where I do drop like liquid. Not just blood, but liquid in general. I used to, the box standard droplets and stuff like that, but I've been learning, in one of the Jazza pieces, I learned that water flows in different ways. So I've tried to be a bit more incorporative of that style of it. I will say this guy definitely looks a lot meaner than the ones I've done, which is really good, which is what I want. What I want. I want to feel like this guy, you wouldn't want to meet him on a dark night. Dark alley. So far, so good. I only wish I had this ability when the competition was out, because and I had the time to do it. Because even though I probably still wouldn't have won, I would have felt a lot more like giving people a run for their money. Still, I'm going to post it on Newgrounds and all of that when the time comes. Definitely getting there. Anyone joining, this is a redrawing of a competition piece for Draw With Jazza a few years ago, 2016. And at the time I did this piece, my anatomy skills was lacking, plus I was working full time and doing other projects as well. So I couldn't really spend the time I wanted to create a really decent piece. So I decided tonight just to redraw this one, which has sort of been on the cards for a while. But I thought tonight, as I had nothing else to draw, thought I would give this a go tonight and see what comes up. So you are enjoying a redrawing of an old what do you call it? An old competition piece. So I do hope that you like what you see. If you do, you want to see more, and by me, click the subscribe button, and I will be posting as much as I can when I go on the stream. And thank you for joining. Right, I know I'm in the silent mode again. I get that. I'm putting a lot of focus onto making it look really cool. I'm hoping this does look cool. I hope you guys think this looks decent. I'm definitely happy with it so far. Just to let you know as well, with the way this piece is, the competition, and I say the competition is finished, so it's not a live competition anymore. But basically, what you had to do was pick one of three characters and mixed with one of three scenarios, and you could pick whatever one you wanted. And I chose the murderer route rather than the other versions, the other options that were there. And I just felt, because I had an idea for it, and my particular one was bug-eyed, secretive murderer, who was on a planet with a floating planet that's green, filled with alien creatures. So basically combined the whole concept as one big piece. That's what I'm doing right now. I didn't actually think I'd be doing the tombstone parts, but I'm quite glad I actually need to add that on. And what I'm trying to do is on the top of it, where the first part of the letter is, I'm trying to indicate that there's a bigger block. Because usually whenever you paint or draw anything, usually the first line is always slightly wider. You put the most amount of ink, but once you start spreading the ink along or whatever, that's when it starts to thin out and balance out. Oh, hi. Hey, sorry, Kevin, I've just seen your message, so apologies for that. It's not very clear on my screen because it's way over there. Thanks for joining, mate. How is the stream, by the way? Is it clear? Is it freezing? Is it alright? This is the first time I've used this setting on YouTube, so it seems to be fairly stable. thought I'd done everything, but I obviously missed it. Blemishes on the tombstone. Right, I think I've realised I'm not going to make the cloak quite so high on this one. Because looking at it objectively, it looks too high up. I'm feeling this cloak, it does feel nice and flowy. It'll probably still be better, but I'm happy enough with it. For the sake of this piece. Right, I think that's him done. Now I know it's backwards, but it says until next time, I'll see you later. But that's him done, I think. So I'm just going to give him a quick sign before I go any further. And it is 5/1/19. Okay, so just to recap, let me go back to some of these versions. So see, these are some of the versions I had of this character. So starting off with this one, this is the original concept I had. Just happy with the idea, didn't quite work. Moved on to that one where he's a bit more animated. Then I had him sort of just a nice close-up, but I thought he needed to be running and moving. But I did also try to redraw him a little while ago like this. Looks like a bear actually, with a bit of 3D and stuff like that. So that was the concept I was going for. But again, the posture is not right. So this is what we've ended up with. And I say, while I think I still feel that there's things I could probably do better on this one. In comparison to the previous versions, I'm very, very pleased with how this one has turned out. Definitely do feel like I've captured more of the essence of what I was originally trying to concept. So I'm quite pleased with how this has really come together. So I'm going to put this one aside, let the ink dry a bit, and I'm going to spend the next however long doing the policeman, and then I'll call it a night. But that was right, quite good. So let me put him and all the others over there. Out the way. Quick coffee break. Okay, so go back to policemen. These are the policemen I was doing. So there's those. Where are we? This one. This one. And this one. So again, to recap, these are the policeman ideas that I came up with. So we've got the pilot and the actual policeman holding the truncheon, but I didn't feel I really captured what I was trying to get through. So this is what I'm going to try and do, and see if I can try and get this policeman with a truncheon a bit more like that. So put those aside, put the pilot for the next time. So maybe next time I come on, I'll do those ones in the next one. But let's get this done. Right. So I'm going to be severely loose on this one. Let me. Right, try and get the pose for this guy. I'm going to loosely trying to work out where he's going to fit. Oops. Okay, I'm being very, very loose with this. In the general posturing, okay, just trying to get the truncheon to work a little bit. There's also the head needs to be in the right place as well. Yay, everything fall on the floor, lovely. Just what you need when you kind of concentrate. Right, that feels better already. Right eye. That's just going to make the legs a bit more accurate. It's interesting though, I'm trying to not draw it the way I normally draw it. I'm trying to work out where should the arm actually be. Not only that, where should the rest of the body be as well? Figure it. That's trying to figure out where the hand goes now. I don't feel the hand is in the wrong place. I think the hand should be more here. That's the big thing with any kind of drawing like this is the tendency is to kind of to stick with where you've got it, you don't want to move it, but sometimes you have to kind of keep adjusting it until you go but it's where it should be. And the thing is, the more you learn about anatomy, the more you understand where things are supposed to go. So that the leg there, I think, is slightly not right. In fact, I'm thinking the legs should be completely different. Be more like that. Now, I've got to be honest, I feel like this pose is definitely working better than the previous. I'm definitely feeling it more. Again, it may not be perfect, but the posture is more accurate, in my mind anyway. Alright. Okay, so I'm doing quick refining. So we're going for about 2 hours, so another hour or so, or another half an hour or so. Okay, this is how far we get. I'll probably keep going until I'm either bored of this or get tired, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling this character a bit more. But bearing in mind, he's still an alien character. So still keep that sense of it's not quite human. Now I do know I've noticed I didn't give these guys ears as far as I know, remember. So I'm going to give this one a bit of an ear, I think. Now we'll put a helmet on him at some point, but for now, just going to keep it as it is. This is just to make sure I've got all the toes in the right place. So I've got toes on him. It's important to make sure when you draw any characters is that you get the body shape right before you even think about putting clothes on. Because once you put clothes on, that's when you start seeing the flaws, and then you get if you want to really do well, you can tend to get discouraged because you think, you look right, you didn't get the body right first. So it's really important to sort of at least get the body shape and posture right before you do anything else. I still feel this leg, part of this leg isn't quite right somehow. I must see the chain there. Look at this line here. Actually, no, maybe it was right the first time. Okay. And what I'm trying to do is having these little rings below in the final piece, so there's a bit more going on with them rather than what I did at the minute. I was going to come up with a more futuristic than the one I did in the original piece. I think there's a lot of it to do with the time issue, but again, I never used this one in the actual piece from my knowledge. Maybe I did, I can't remember, but I don't think I did. So I just wasn't happy with the with it in the grand scheme of things. Okay, right, so let's start adding some detail now. Now, although he's got that scaly chest type thing, I think I need to make it a bit more of a vest sort of thing. I'm using an additional artistic license on this particular one. And although he's a policeman, I'm going to make him a bit more of a spacey look policeman. He's a bit different. Okay, and 18 meters tunnel, or tap rather. Okay, this is going to be the trickiest part, I think. Getting the shape to look right. These tabs are quite tricky to draw, to be honest. They're not the easy tabs to design. Probably about as good as I'm going to get on that. Just add a little bit more detail on this guy though. So if I'm going to do a redo, I might as well make his uniform relatively decent. Right. Alright, okay. Okay, I'm going to get out my graph gear and see how far we get with that. This is just going to refine all the details. Okay, he looks suitably upset. Almost forgot his head badge. It's really fun. I never thought I'd be doing this one today. What is good when you actually get a rhythm and you really get into what you're actually trying to accomplish. And that's definitely the case with this. Maybe rain stripes again. Again, if you are watching for the first time and you're joining in, this is a redrawing of an old Jazza piece I did a while back for the mix and match, where you had to choose different scenarios, and from those scenarios choose a character and a scene, and then depict the picture from that. And this was part of one aspect of my version of it, which I'm reimagining right now. Now, these shoulder things are actually sirens. I forgot what they were, and it's only now I've just realised that they were sirens, so it's like these with the lights on the cars. Edge. I think after this I might be able to ink this in, which would be really, really good. Once this new version has been done, I will eventually make a speed art video of it. At least I hope so, anyway. I'm assuming that YouTube's keeping the video, so we will see. I will definitely get it down. If it does, I will get this downloaded and I will make a new version. There is a current version if you want to see what it looks like so far, but for now, just have to be happy with this stream. I do thank you very much for joining, and I hope that you enjoy the process. I know I certainly am. So let's do this bit first. Work backwards then. This idea with the rings on the truncheon was based off Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone. I didn't want to do exactly the same idea, but I like the concept of it. I felt like it needed to have a bit more of a sci-fi feel, so that's why I'm doing this. Where is that kill? Yeah, I knew this neck was a bit off. It was a bit too thin. It just takes funny with this bit. Hopefully what I'm trying to do with it. So we need to do some kind of an air vent type feel. This kind of idea is sort of the Marvin the Martian. You know how he's got that sort of Roman kind of clothing on him. That's what sort of inspired this particular aspect of this character. It just gives a bit of a difference instead of just being standard choice. And it will please me sparkle. With his boots. Okay, we're almost there. Also in terms of the initial design. Quite pleased how this has all turned out. Okay, so I think that's him for the most part done. Fairly happy with that. So let's finish off the next half an hour by just inking this guy in. Make sure I've got the right one. and then we'll be done for the night, I think. Then go back to watching Arrow season 4. No, season 5 question. So just to recap, this was the guy that we did. So this was the original version. Then updated it to this one, which is better but not perfect. And this is the final one, and I'm seriously happy with this guy. So but I need to try and make it a little bit more alien if I can. A bit more like the character in my picture, but we'll see how it goes. I think it's mainly the nose where the problem was. Okay. Yeah. That's it. See, that's worked out quite well. I thought the hat was going to look really awful, but it's not too bad actually on reflection. Funny how he's gone from being really cartoony to being almost realistic. Wasn't the intention, but I think it's better for it. There's little tweaks I'm going along the way where I'm adding additional detail here and there, and it all just makes for a more interesting picture. The thing about detail is sometimes you can put too much detail, and other times not enough. It's getting that balance. Like, for example, Aquaman in the Justice League, the suit was way too complex, in my opinion. cool suit. It was too much. And same with the Flash. The Flash's costume was horrible. I really did not like the Flash's costume in that movie. I just felt it was a bit silly. I know they were trying to be a bit creative with it, but really didn't like it at all. So hopefully when they do the Flash in the movie, if they do Flash in the movie, of course, that they will reinvent that. And I didn't particularly like the way the character was portrayed either. He was portrayed a bit too nerdy and stupid. And maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of get the impression from the comics anyway, I kind of got the impression that the Flash was more sensible than what he was being portrayed at. But maybe I'm wrong. If any fans of Flash out there know what I'm talking about and know the character better, maybe you can let me know. But the way I understand Flash was not nerdy like that. But I could be wrong. So I do get like this thing. When I'm doing fine details, because I'm engineering, I get super focused and stop and forget to talk. So I apologise, but feel free to nudge me if I'm leaving a phone, if you want to ask a question or whatever. Don't be afraid to do that. Just bearing in mind I might not answer straight away. Right, the off centre there. Excuse me. That's how I've always been getting a little bit out into not so much doing it though, but doing it quicker. Because thinking in does take an awful lot of time. It's a very long process, and I know for me, tend to get into perfectionist mode. That if I don't do it right, I won't do it, and I get vexed at myself when I do it wrong. or when I feel like I've done wrong. I mean, as Bob Ross says, there's no such thing as mistakes, there's only happy accidents, but if you know what you're trying to achieve and you don't get it, you can't help but, well, oh, I didn't get that right, I did that wrong. But on the grand scheme of things, though, if you're doing the drawing and it's your drawing, and you know what in your head you want to design, the person who's looking at it doesn't know what you're drawing. So even if you make a mistake, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, only you'll see the mistake, because that's not what you were trying to draw. Unless it's like a really obvious anatomy thing, where the arm's completely in the wrong place, and yeah, that's be a bit more obvious. But for the most part, you want to draw, a particular line, a particular part of the character, and it didn't go the way you wanted. The person who's looking at the piece won't know that. Point being is, you can't always worry about whether you've done it right. Because the other person, the eye of the beholder, might see it differently. Oh, my Mac has decided to turn off. Why have you decided to do that? Oh, silly Mac. Oops. Anyway, once I've done this guy, I'm going to call it a night. But it's nice to be able to accomplish something. Because I've been streaming on Twitch and other platforms, and it hasn't really worked out the way I'd hoped it would. So to be able to do this on this platform, a nice consistent stream, which is what's been happening today, which is amazing in of itself, leads me to feel this is a very successful time, and I've been able to focus on doing the artwork rather than worrying about whether the stream is working or not. Okay, so last elements. The rough. Slight adjustment here. Okay, I think we are about done. So all that leaves me to do, to worry about, is to sign it. So let's do that. One, 17. And let's get a different pen. And this is match. Wanted police man called police alien. Okay. Right, so just to finalise what we've done today, so let me just sort these out quickly so I can get through it. Right, so just to recap, been working on the Jazza piece today. This was my concept with the Jackal, the Green Jackal, which is meant to represent Jazza, with his title, Until Next Time, I'll See You Later. Didn't work on that. That wasn't the piece I ended up with. Tried a different version of the character. Still kept the eyes. Ended up with this particular version with him running, which I was reasonably happy with, but not completely. But I did like the alien ships in the background. Tried to do some alternative versions of him, which looked okay, but didn't quite hit the mark. So these are ones I'll get the camera up with. These are ones I did to try and get it. This was more what I was after, but didn't quite work. And tonight, what we've done is we've turned this one. Well, to be more specific, go back. Where's it? So we've turned these versions. And show them clearly. These versions into this one. Hopefully you'll agree that one's a lot more sinister, a lot more accurate to what I was trying to get to, and hopefully the piece itself will look a bit better once I gel them all together. So that's that character, and then we worked on some policemen. So let's move these guys out of the way. There's our policeman gone. Okay. I'll start from the policeman bit. Right, and then we had the policeman. Well, I realised I've done the hands differently. These are all the policemen, all the alien characters, pilot and everything else. That was in the pilot. And I wanted to have a policeman with a truncheon. Tried it again with that one, although they did look more human, but it didn't quite work out. And this is the one we've ended up with. Now he's a bit more human than I actually wanted him to be, but he is still an alien. I've still captured some of the bits on there. And hopefully, again, you agree that this looks 10 times better in terms of just the pose that I was after. So I'm hoping, again, that with this alongside this one, will make for a really good picture. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch the stream. It's gone on for about 2 hours. It's nice to be able to actually have a proper stream displaying the art. I would like to introduce the camera and stuff like that, but at the moment, not quite having the systems I'm able to handle at the minute. But I do hope to eventually do that. But I will make these into speed art videos after the fact. So do look out for that in the next few months. It won't be immediately because I want to finish off more characters, and I'll probably be back next week, maybe Saturday, maybe during the week. I don't know yet. Doing some more of these to finish off the characters and try and make this piece a lot better. And then I will digitize and everything else. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you do like this video and you want to see more of these streams or more of the speed art videos, do click the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notifications straight away. And I hope to see you next time. So I'll be seeing you. Bye bye.